So I'm really of two minds about this new Roadhog hook we're getting in Overwatch soon. In case you don't know, Hook 2.0, as some have taken to calling it, institutes a number of changes to the underlying functionality of Roadhog's chain hook ability. Here are the changes as I understand them. First, the hook now pulls people to the spot in front of Roadhog instead of towards his direction, which is fair and actually beneficial for Roadhog players. No more hooking Genji and having him end up behind you. In practice, this makes a fully landed hook very powerful, giving Roadhog the ability to one-shot every non-tank hero in the game and Zarya. Next, Roadhog now needs line of sight of the target to hook them, which makes a lot of sense and fixes most of the egregious BS hooks that people seem to love complaining about. Third, if Roadhog loses line of sight of a hooked enemy, they are immediately released. This release seems to trigger very easily at the moment, even after the revisions made to the line of sight check in PTR. Any enemies jumping in and out of cover will be very difficult to reel in, even if Roadhog's aim is true. Finally, and also in response to the feedback about the previous change, Roadhog's hook drastically slows down targets it has hit. This is nice because it means that hooking a moving target will not allow inertia to carry them to safety behind an obstacle, and in theory should fix the problem mentioned earlier and reward skilled Roadhog players. Except it doesn't fully seem to work. Targets still retain vertical momentum and sometimes even horizontal momentum, so hooking a leaping Winston will fail, but hooking a blinking Tracer might succeed. It's all kind of weird. It's clear to me at this point that this is a change meant to address the perceived unfairness of the Roadhog hook, more so than an attempt to balancing it. And that's something that I can actually get behind. It's very important for a game to feel fair to players. However, I feel like these changes reduce the impact of skilled play. Threading the needle with perfect aim may well result in failure. The improved consistency of the hook also makes Roadhog more threatening at lower skill levels because he can now one-shot every non-tank hero with ease. As a result, I can understand why a lot of top Roadhog players are upset by the changes. If you picked a hero that you think has a lot of nuance and a high skill ceiling, whether that be because of a broken mechanic or otherwise, and that character is changed in a way that makes them require less nuance and lowers the skill ceiling, it feels kinda bad. With that being said, this change is very consistent with the Overwatch team's previous reactions to similar issues, like for example, the Genji edge boost, which has been removed from the game. Yes, it's gone, please stop asking. And ultimately, it's a good idea to fix any egregious instances of perceived unfairness. This change to Roadhog helps match the game's mechanics with the visuals just a little bit better, something that should always be a goal in my opinion. The problem lies in the side effects it has, which I can't pretend to know the full extent of. I just think that maybe the persistent line of sight check goes a little bit too far, especially when shrinking the hook's weirdly tall hitbox is clear low-hanging fruit that has still gone unaddressed, and would also reduce the amount of mismatch between the visuals and gameplay, and also increase the overall perceived fairness of the hook by preventing people from landing hooks on targets they appear to have missed or that are standing behind walls. But this is so obvious and so often repeated as a concern by players that there's probably a good reason it didn't happen. Only the Overwatch team knows for sure. As it stands, I feel like this change will make Roadhog worse at high ranks, especially as players are just getting used to the new mechanics of the hook. On the flip side, I could easily see him becoming another Symmetra or Bastion at low ranks, a super strong hero until people learn to coordinate and work around him, at which point he falls apart. Well, Symmetra doesn't exactly fall apart, but ignore that comment for now. Frankly, I'd like to see a more even performance curve across skill levels in Overwatch for all heroes, but that's a topic for another video. Anyways, that's just what I think. What do you think of Hook 2.0? Is it a fantastic idea, or is the Overwatch team out of their minds? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.